Traveling has never been this simple in the Gambia. Oh yes, you don't need to visit the GTSC depot just to get a ticket. Just download the Yona Wallet app today and enjoy hassle-free bookings. With Yona Wallet, you can buy your GTSC bus ticket right from your phone, anytime, anywhere. From Kanifing to Dakar, Dakar to Banjul, or up-country routes like Kanifing to Basse and Basse to Banjul, Yona Wallet has you covered. No queues, no stress. Just safe, fast, and convenient ticketing at your fingertips. Choose comfort. Choose convenience. Choose GTSC with Yona Wallet. Yona Wallet. Your money, your way. GTSC. Moving the nation forward. For more information, please call 1124 or 221-1668.
Jamano Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jamano, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jamano Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Approved Services. Visit our head office at Bruceby opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited or email us at info@jamanomt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051 or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Jamano Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Jamano Money Transfer.
I get it. Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyingi.
Okay. What's Nsila ID soto.
Sorry. I get it.
Bijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka. Mbare ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbari ya bere. Birim koyna fo katon.
Bari si kodo kino katon ni fo bolong blabe to.
56 branches mona soto Gambia jang.
Ha?
Gambia kono anin Gambia bantala bankol. Nka kodo kiya bere to. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannom number 1 di nyonta. Andum fana nata another enterprise sotale. Wolam nyindi ko.
Traveling has never been this simple in the Gambia. Oh yes, you don't need to visit the GTSC depot just to get a ticket. Just download the Yona Wallet app today and enjoy hassle-free bookings. With Yona Wallet, you can buy your GTSC bus ticket right from your phone, anytime, anywhere. From Kanifing to Dakar, Dakar to Banjul, or up-country routes like Kanifing to Basse and Basse to Banjul, Yona Wallet has you covered. No queues, no stress. Just safe, fast, and convenient ticketing at your fingertips. Choose comfort. Choose convenience. Choose GTSC with Yona Wallet. Yona Wallet. Your money, your way. GTSC. Moving the nation forward. For more information, please call 1124 or 221-1668.
Jamano Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jamano, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jamano Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and approved services. Visit our head office at Bruceby opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited, or email us at info@germanomt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051, or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Germano Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Germano Money Transfer.
I get it. Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyingi.
Okay. Nsila ID soto.
That's sorry. I get it.
Bijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka.
Bare
mo ki janna nun kuno bara tariaka.
Janno mi yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbali ya bere. Birin koyna fo kato.
Bari si kodo kino kato nim fo bolong blabe ko.
56 branches mola soto Gambia jam.
Ha?
Gambia kono ani Gambia bantala bankol. Nka kodo kiya bere. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannom number 1 ti nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi man domorol dil fana beteat. Gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je.
Wo moyo diat.
Apelenta
baraka ba. Ni lafta nyelen kendol e bina.
Yalo bu kanyi la ko la baraka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Baraka.
Oil is Gambia's leading dealer when it comes to fuel and has made it a duty to satisfy our customers at all costs. Vehicle owners and drivers need not to worry about getting quality and affordable fuel anymore. That is the reason we have our branches spread all over the country for easy access. For good and clean fuel, the only place to go is Oil. Your need for good and durable petrol, gasoline and kerosene has been covered by Oil, so you need not to worry. Walk to any of our branches and get served to satisfaction. With Oil, your satisfaction is our priority. That is why we have branches at your doorstep to make accessibility easy for you. With our professional and friendly staff, we can assure you satisfaction. To get the best fuel for your engines, the only place to go is Oil. With Oil, it's all enjoyment. That is why we are offering you low charges at our stations on the Coastal Road and Banjul. For more information, you can call 770-8080, 322-9070, 714-7273, or 387-1321. Oil, the pride of the nation.
Welcome to the brunch on Kefatu. I am Lamin Cham. This is our weekly look at news and views from the country. This week, I am privileged to have the Honorable Lamin J. Darboe, lawyer and leader of the National Unity Party, NUP, the opposition NUP. In this 1 hour show, I will be talking to Mr. Darboe about himself, his party, his politics, the country's politics, as well as his career as a lawyer. All that in this 1.5 hours. So thank you very much, and stick around as I converse with the Honorable Lamin J. Darboe on our political scene. Mr. Darboe, welcome once more to the brunch.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Grateful.
Let me begin by congratulating on your career as a lawyer. In the last few days, somebody whose case has been followed quite keenly by people in the diaspora and in the Gambia as well. Former soldier Abdullah Sanyang was acquitted by the High Court, and you and your team in the Dabanani Chambers, is it? How you call it?
Yes.
Defended him. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
Good. Even though I hear that the state have put an appeal, are you still hopeful that you can knock that appeal down?
Well, we'll do our best. You can never tell.
Good.
But we believe the outcome was the right one. So we're not afraid of an appeal. But we'll see whether we can persuade the state to reconsider. Certain things you can solve outside the courtroom.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. Good job there. Now let's go to the NUP. Since your inaugural rally in Gunjur, which I must congratulate you, because actually you surpassed all expectations. I mean, the last time when we talked here, we were talking, where is the base of Lamin Darboe? But apparently that day in Kombo South, in Gunjur, people were amazed about the reaction you got from your that area. That's the area you come from, no sir?
Yes.
Okay. So now there's no question, according to you, of where is his base. Would you say Kombo South now, which used to be, another opposition base, UDP, is now very much your base too?
Well, my base is not going to be Kombo South. My base is going to be national.
National?
Yes.
Okay.
We are going to appeal to the entire country. And we believe we are on that trajectory. We believe we can convince the nation to look beyond political parties and personalities and concentrate on the nation builders, because that is what we need. Can we build a nation that every Gambian can be proud of? That is the challenge this country must now decide, especially for the coming presidential polls in 2026, on the 5th of December 2026. Yeah, you can be partisan if you like, but the challenges are clear. Yes.
Okay, we will come to that. But the field is crowded, as you can see, as you already know. There's the NUP, in fact, you can't even remember some names that have just come up. The field is crowded now. President Darboe himself said he expects to go against 20 people. They said in a small country like this, 22 candidates, even though many suspect they will be coming together in some way or the other. But 20 people, is it that so many people have disagreed with President Darboe, or his supporters will say, you people are looking for a job?
Well, a job, say for example, in what sense? The last I checked, no political party pays its officials, whether that is the Secretary General, whether that is the party leader. So what job? Is it the job with the government?
I'm looking for to be the president.
Well, no, that's not necessarily looking for a job. That is looking at the national interest. So it's left to the Gambian people to decide, who is who among the presidential aspirants.
Okay.
I use the word aspirant because when we held the legally about 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago tomorrow, I believe, or is it 3 weeks ago? The Chief Justice came around with the President. Normally it's done by the Attorney General to come to the ministers, to come to the lawyers. The minister, the Chief Justice does it for the judges of the superior courts.
The Attorney General comes to the President.
Then the Qadis, the magistrates, and the Attorney General comes to the President to the lawyers. But this time, the Attorney General was out of the country.
Yeah.
So the Solicitor General was there, but of course the Chief Justice, for one reason or the other, went with the President to the lawyers. When they reached me...
How was the reception?
Well, the President is my friend. I believe in civility. Yes. But the President said he's also an aspirant. Yeah, he's a presidential aspirant, but he'll find me there.
Okay.
So the Chief Justice was there. I couldn't say anything. I just smiled.
Okay, so the button lights are done.
Yes. So yes, the aspirants are many, obviously,
yes.
potentially.
So in the NUP, since the inaugural rally, how have you been able to stretch out, established or mobilized, to be in a firm footing? You said, of course, you expect to go every corner of the country to form a base there, but how far have you gone?
We've gone to different places. I went to Koina to touch base. Yeah, to touch base with our supporters there. In fact, on that day, the morning after, the night that we arrived, I challenged the President, since that is URR,
yes.
It's territory. I asked him to come and do a walk for health with me, but I didn't hear him. Yeah, but yes, we went to some of our supporters in that part of the country. We went to Basse. We went to Jarasoma, the capital areas, or the provincial capital areas, if you like. Yeah, obviously those are the populous centers. But within Kombasad, we visited several communities. Even yesterday, I was at the Berending Cultural Festival. We were there until around midnight 30. Okay. It was very successful, very, very successful. The welcoming was marvelous. So we are building this, house-to-house campaigns. Okay. Because if you do a big political rally, not everybody can attend. So to reach the people, you need to find them in their communities or in centers where you can speak to people, and we are doing that. If after this program you can go and check what happened at Berending yesterday. Yeah. So last night, in fact, yeah. So we are very optimistic.
All right. Yeah. Let's concentrate on this Kombasad, or let's say West Coast region. I mean, you come from West Coast region. So is Keba Madi Bojang of the NDC, yet to be formed, NDP, yet to be formed, yet to be registered, but then, a political movement. And this place also, well, generally considered as a UDP stronghold. I mean, if there's any constituency where the UDP pulled, maybe among areas they pulled the greatest support, is the Kombasad. People believe your coming and that of Keba Madi will change the dynamics. But people still believe UDP is so strong in that area that the two of you can't even push them. How do you see the situation?
Well,
we cannot talk about the NPP because obviously, like I said, it's considered to be, a UDP area, even though NPP is claiming also they have encouraged the area so much so that they can claim also that it's nobody's base. But what do you make of the politics in the West Coast region coming into the elections?
Well,
in general view, not a biased view, but in a general view.
I have no time for this subjectivity.
Exactly.
I believe in objective politics.
Exactly.
Looking at the situation and analyzing it appropriately. Yeah. Yes, that's what I do. I will consider the Kombasad is small, tiny percentage of the national vote. So I wouldn't consider Kombasad as my base. I wouldn't consider the other Kombos as my base. I wouldn't even consider Fonyi as my base because together they constitute the West Coast region.
Yeah.
I am going for a national appeal. Yes. Not the combos, a national appeal.
I see.
And I'm going to use my record going back to 1992 because I've been participating in public affairs going all the way back to 1992. So it's not like some of these people who came around just 5 years ago. No, I've been in the thick of national affairs since 1992, writing major articles about the public life of the country.
Indeed, yeah.
Now, some people may say, "Oh, where was Darboe?"
Yes.
But if you say that, then I know you were not watching the political space
At the time.
Yes, those who were aware of the struggles. We didn't start the struggle against, at least I didn't start the struggle against the government of the AFPRC or APRC. Yes, I started the struggle for good governance against the PPP government.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so these are all documented. I'll publish all my essays over the past 40 years so that people can make up their own mind, having read those articles, to decide whether this man knows what he is talking about. So that's what people are going to do. If you believe in the progress of your country, you cannot concentrate on partisan affairs, whether that is individuals, whether that is political parties, whatever that is, regionalism and things like that. No, I believe in a better Gambia.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the elephant in the room in terms of the opposition, because many people believe that yes, there are quite a good caliber of politicians within the opposition who are making the right noises and making the right program. I mean, talking about right programs. But the point is, they see an opposition alliance as next to impossibility. What do you think about that?
No, I don't think it is impossible. If you are looking at an alliance in the sense of the entire opposition coming together, now that is a major challenge, I have to admit.
Do you share the view that it's not possible for the current opposition platform to come under one umbrella?
Well, you don't need to come under one umbrella to defeat the incumbent president.
Well, many people believe that is the only way.
No, they are not looking at the politics of the country properly.
But where you have forced past the post, our electoral system,
yes,
you have the incumbent, then you have 2 or 3 blocks of opposition.
Yeah.
You naturally will believe that the opposition will cancel each other. I mean, their votes combined maybe far more than the incumbent, but then I mean their votes are going to go to each each group. So individually, none of them can beat the incumbent in terms of numbers. What do you make of that?
Individually, I'm not sure about that, but I'm also not looking at it from the individual perspective.
Okay.
My point is simple. I believe that if say 3 to 5 of some opposition groups can come together, those opposition groups, 3 to 5, can upset and turn the elections on its head. Yes. So to think that it is for the president to win is being too pessimistic. These elections are going to be different. We will challenge the people of the country to vote their conscience. We will tell the people of the country to not look at the roads. Those are not the president's projects. Those are national projects. The president's legacy would be in different areas, particularly in governance, but not in projects.
Well, that's interesting, because if there is any vantage position that's the current National People's Party is really proud of, is the massive development projects in terms of infrastructure that they claim is their creation.
No, I am of a different persuasion. What I'm saying is this: it's simple, it's educating the people. Mr. Cham, it's just like me, your brother. I'm based in the United Kingdom and you are here in the Gambia. I sent you money to build a house for me. You cannot go and say, I built this house for him. It's my money you used to build that house.
Yes.
If Gambians don't understand that, we'll then try to make that case to them. That the president is somebody you employed to do these things for you. Yes. Today, if I vote for the president, I'm going to vote him not on those projects, but on the key lasting legacy that any president of this country should aspire to.
Which are?
It's not it's just one thing. Governance.
Governance.
Good governance, yeah.
So that should be the core principle that one can judge the performance of a government.
Yes, absolutely. Because you need to look at those legacies. Whether the president is able to put in place a system of government that is accountable to the people, that the people can look at and say, yeah, this thing is working as it should. Yes. If you are unable to do that, you achieve nothing. The projects are national money. They don't belong to you.
Yeah, but at least they are able to implement it, whereas other governments, you might argue, fail to do that. Like the Jammeh's government, for example, would say, well, in some cases, he went even to the extreme that you vote for me, I do it for you. If you don't, I don't do it for you. At least on the Barrow, I mean, so many areas have got roads, yes. It might be government money, it might be money that doesn't come from Barrow's pocket, but then he was able to supervise it and, carry the execution to success under his regime.
Well, but that is what we employed the presidents for. Presidents who are refused.
So he has no point in claiming that these are my personal achievements.
Well, the president knows that himself. In different shoes, he would be advancing my argument. He would be telling people that, the university does not belong to Yahya Jammeh.
Yes.
It was not his money. Yes. And that is one of the profound national assets that transform the plight of ordinary people in this country. That is a legacy nobody can take from Jammeh. True, it's not his money, but he could choose not to build the university.
So are the roads on the Bow you're talking about?
No, but they are different. They are different in the sense that this university is producing a core of people, educated people. Some will become scholars, some are scholars, who will then participate fully in the transformation of this country. Ideas are what we are going to leave behind to transform our country, not physical structures.
Yeah, but Barrow also established the University of Science and Technology.
Yes.
That's his achievement. On the account of what you are saying, that's an achievement on his side too.
Well, that should be considered an achievement. But the university, of course, is the key. It was the building block of all those things. To build a university is to educate a country. And educating a country is the foundation, the first building blocks to dismantling dictatorship or non-rule of law based government.
Authoritarian.
Yes, authoritarian government. So the university is the foundation for that. We didn't have the university before the coming of
Jammeh.
President Jammeh. We didn't. The highest academic level of education was the sixth form, not the college. The sixth
Gambia
form.
College.
No, the sixth form.
The sixth form.
Yeah, the Gambia High School.
The college was a skills training.
Skill training, but the highest academic qualification
was
the sixth form. So we had 3 sixth forms. Gambia High School, St. Augustine's, then eventually Nusrat High School. Yeah, but the point is this. No president should say, I'm taking your money and developing the society and you should thank me for it. That was what you are hired for. Yes, that is what you are.
So you've been going around and saying, well, I'll do this for you tomorrow. Next, if you elect me, I'm going to do this for you with people's money. Yes. You think this misleading?
No, I believe that is misleading. I believe the central challenge of our country is governance. Once you didn't get governance right, you cannot get anything right. Say, for example, I'll give you a practical example here. The Sanyang Eco Lodge is a community owned property. Yeah. Even though there were, investors there. The Echo Lodge burned down, the whole of it.
Burned down?
Yes, about a month ago, a month and a half ago.
All right.
Yes, the police did not investigate. The fire service did not investigate the cause of the fire. What was stopping them from doing that?
Was it built from public force?
Well, it's community force.
Oh, okay.
It belongs to the community.
So the police never took any interest in that?
Well, a report was lodged, but nothing was done. And this is very common. You go and report the potential of criminal activity to the police. They look at the parties involved and then decide whether to investigate or not. Yes. You lodge a complaint to them in writing, they will not reply to you. That is governance. It's a governance failure. What are you trying to hide? That is the important thing. What interest are you trying to protect? I'm not saying that under the proper circumstances, if you look at Tripoli during those years when Gaddafi was there, yes, you would think you are in France or you are in Paris or in London. Yeah, maybe in some areas more beautiful than both France and than both Paris and London. Yes, but those were the physical structures. A government, a people will only thrive on good governance. Once you are not able to do that, your developments are going to be temporary. Because ultimately, unless the people restrain themselves tremendously, there is a possibility the society itself can collapse. The rule of law is the key. It is the difference between Western societies and non-Western societies.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you believe that on account of the governance, the current government fell far below?
Yes, I believe the current government has fallen far below, like these examples I gave you. And of course, the examples of demolishing, we are saying do it under the auspices of the law. Yeah, not your own power. That is the fundamental definition of the rule of law. It means nobody is above the law.
Okay.
Yeah, you can call it a theoretical principle, but really that is the difference between successful and failed or failing societies.
All right. Let's talk about the opposition attitude towards possible unification. I mean, I have told you that many people have lost confidence that the opposition will ever come together on one platform. Now, you said even without that, there is a possibility that one bloc, from the opposition may be able to triumph over the governing party. I try to tell you the difficulty in that. But on the side of the NUP, what kind of coalition would you entertain or even sign up to?
Well, the NUP obviously is committed to forming a coalition going into the 2026 presidential elections. So that one is not in contention. Yeah, some of the difficulties are going to be worked out. There are difficulties, obviously. We are all watching the same public space. All right, so if there are potential negotiations or potential and actual negotiations, you need to be very restrained and how you approach the situation. You need to be very restrained in what you say. Yes, so I'm going to be very restrained in what I say here.
You subscribe to the ideas of a group called Apex. Is it NUP not among those who agreed to engage in the process of consultations?
Yeah, but that is just, Apex is just one of them. Yeah. Coalition for System Change, based in the United States, is also another. And there are others as well, So, but like you said, coming together is not easy. You would say Apex, Coalition for System Change, and other coalition building efforts to themselves come together. should themselves form together, form a single unit, and then approach the opposition from that perspective. But life in what it is, this segmentation or fragmentation is something that is a reality of life. But I believe, practically, if you look at it carefully, and we go into these talks with open minds, there is a possibility, really, for the coalition, for the opposition parties to come together. Maybe not all of them. You're talking about 22 political parties. Well, some of them are potential political parties. They're not political parties yet. But even accepting that those groupings are important, notwithstanding their lack of status as a registered political party, you still have to talk to each other. You still have to do it within the contours of civility. And say, for example, I know that there are 5 groups, 5 entities, political parties and non-registered political parties as yet. If they are able to come together and you look at the demographics of the country, yes, there is a possibility.
So which are those ones? Can you cover?
No, I'm not going to get involved.
I will put it to
Mr. Chair, I'm not going to get involved in that. I'll not count anything. I'll not name anything.
You mentioned...
But I believe that if 5 of those groups can come together, it can overwhelm any other group, whether that is the NPP or other political groups.
Okay, now let me put it to you, how your reaction have been when you hear people said that without the main opposition UDP, no coalition can make headway or even outnumber, let's say, beat the incumbent. You subscribe to that?
Well, that is one of the positions, and I respect that position. I disagree, but I respect it.
But you have to agree that they are the biggest political.
I said
opposition.
That is one of the views on the table. Yes.
But you don't agree that that is the case. If you don't go with them in a coalition, you don't have a chance to beat them.
Well, if we don't have a chance, then probably that party also does not have a chance. So you look at it from a practical point of view and build a coalition based on not only the numbers, because the numbers as of now are speculative. We know the numbers in 2021.
Why are they speculative? Everybody know that the UDP is the biggest one.
Well, maybe you know that. I don't know that.
You don't agree with that?
Well, I don't know that.
Yeah, because even the survey, the independent survey, put them second to NPP with 20%. No other party is closer to them. In third place, they have. It's a long distance between them.
Okay, but where are we today, Mr. Chairman? Where are we? We are about 9 months. Give or take a few months to the presidential elections. I can assure you a lot will change. So it is in the interest of the entire opposition to look at the situation pragmatically and put the national interest on top of everything and then decide on the way forward. Yes.
What is your attitude towards this declaration that the UDP leader said, well, they can go for opposition talks, but not a convention? In other words, nobody will tell them that let's come and let's do primaries within the opposition parties and select a flag bearer from them. In other words, they are saying that let you people join them or they are not going to convention.
Well, I understand. It's a perspective. Again, like everything else.
Do you think that is helpful, or do you think this is too dogmatic for the present circumstances?
Well, I wouldn't attach a label to it. Dogmatic is the word that you use.
Yeah,
I wouldn't attach a label to it. But I'm saying it's a perspective. And it's a respectable position. Whether it aligns with the reality on the ground, yes, the reality of coalition building, again, it's an argument. I have nothing to say about that. But what I'm saying, what I am committed to through the mandate placed on me by the party is coalition building. We'll be talking to people. We are talking to other parties. So there is a possibility. The president said he will win, even if the entire opposition
come
together.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. At the end of the day, this is a decision that the people of the Gambia.
But for example, you who was once UDP and now you turn it to another party, NUP, would you find it logical or reasonable that you would come into an agreement where Darboe is the party leader, when in the first place you didn't agree or you didn't think that he was going to provide an inspiring leadership? You have gone on your own NUP. Should NUP and UDP comes together in a process that ended up having Ousseynou as flag bearer? What would you be your attitude?
I'm not sure. I said that Ousseynou wouldn't provide an inspiring.
Why didn't you contest against it?
I never said that.
No, but why do you contest against it for flag bearer?
Well, obviously it's a democratic climate, isn't it? If you say
you think you can offer a better program.
Well, if you say
a better leadership,
if you say this is the mechanism we have for selecting a flag bearer, we are not committed to anybody yet. That's what the party said, obviously. So you throw your hat in the ring. Yeah, it was not only me.
Yeah, but you must have disagreed or think that you have a better idea than the other.
You don't have to disagree. It's just like the U.S. primaries or the primaries within the Democratic.
But you never. Okay, you didn't
within the Labour or the Conservative Party in the United Kingdom. Yeah, you have to go through those primaries. Yeah, if, for example, you also want to be leader. But then it's not a commentary on what you think the incumbent leader is all about. It's not a commentary on that. You cannot look at it from that trajectory, because if you do, then obviously it is not good for the internal cohesion of the country, of the party. You are simply saying, there is a mechanism.
If you don't disagree entirely with Ousseinou's leadership, why didn't you stay in the party? Then after he was declared winner, you actually went to another party. So you must have disagreed totally with him.
No, we have decided. We have participated in those discussions. We've done those discussions. That is now behind us. We are now looking at the possibility of forming a coalition. Yes, that is what we are looking at. So between now and maybe September, October, you don't know. It has to be.
Have you started any talks with any group?
Yes.
You talking with?
Yeah, we're talking with political parties. Yeah.
And you believe that between now and December there will be an opposition alliance of one sort or the other?
Well, there will be an opposition alliance, or there will be opposition alliances. Yes. So that is a possibility. You have to put a lot of strategic thinking into this. You are talking about size. We are looking at something different, something more regional. Look at the concentrations of influence within particular parties within the different regions of the country. So we've seen small armies defeat huge, inefficient armies. Yeah, we've seen that. I'm a historian.
I've seen it. Okay. The NPP believe that the cohesion they had. I mean, you must remember that so far they haven't suffered any split whatsoever. As recent as a few days ago, they announced, one independent MP announced that he's going to align himself or his political ideology to the NPP, which the NPP called a big catch. They believe their party is growing and is definitely at the moment very much on course to a victory.
Well, it's a perspective, isn't it? You are attaching an analysis to a development. So obviously perspectives are going to differ on that. Look at where it happened. Yeah, where did this happen?
Georgetown.
In Georgetown.
Yeah, Omar Jammeh.
The electorate of Georgetown is less than 1,500 votes.
About that, or a little about 2,000, 3,000.
Yeah, well, even if it is 2,300, yeah, let's assume it is. You know, that one cannot tilt anything. And we also have to understand, I think Mr. Jammeh himself...
But you know the NPP, NPP has a habit of dragging anybody, whether or not they have... well, what they want is somebody has moved to a party. I mean, they
have to look at. You have to ask yourself, am I doing the right thing?
Okay.
Yes. Am I doing the right thing? Not in bringing people to government, but in taking public resources, misallocating them, and then enticing those who, you know, are probably going through hard times to bring them into government.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Yeah. So these are some of the things that are happening.
Okay.
So you look at the perspective, people can say, no, it's okay, it's within the president's competence to do things like this. That's not a problem.
Yes.
But I'm saying, as president, you look at the national interest. That is the first priority you must have. This is good.
But every politician or political group would like to have people come to them, join them.
Yes.
And when you are in power, one of the ways you can use this, well, I have the carrots, I have the sticks here. If you want to be with me, here are the carrots. If you want to be on the other side, then I have the stick.
Yeah. I know that also happens, unfortunately. Again, we need to clean our government. It's very, very important that we have a clean system of government. It's up to you, but one day you will leave government. Yeah. And I hate to see our leaders leaving the source of the Gambia to live in other parts of the world.
After they leave office.
After office.
There's only one person that's in well, China would have had to go, you know. Jammeh, of course, must go. So, you saying that you would have loved, Balbaro himself had said he'd love to be out of office and continue to stay in the country.
Well, yes, that of course is an aspiration. As he calls my presidential bid an aspiration. That is an aspiration, but I would want the president to remain in the country after his stint as president.
Well, many people say, what do you make of many people saying that one of the reasons the president may like to go for a third term? You know, he said himself that he actually considered not going for a third term, but because of his party. Well, that he said his party was too young to be thrown into confusion when he leaves, or something like, so to speak. But other people said he probably feared possible humiliation after he leaves office. Those are fears that might driven his ambition now to go ahead to contest a third term.
Possible humiliation from
from opponents who might say, we're gonna make sure that you account for this and that and that and that and that. I mean, you would agree with me. Most heads of state continue to stay because they fear what will happen after they leave.
Yeah, but what is the reason behind that?
Yeah, but
that is what you need to ask yourself. Is it necessary to do that? Is it not a tragic commentary on both the president and the country, as happened in Senegal recently? The day your replacement is sworn in, you flew out of the country to leave.
You talk about the Macky Sall case.
Well, it happened to Macky in Senegal. That, I believe, is a tragic commentary on Macky's record. Macky also, during his time, of course, there were developments in Senegal.
Oh, yeah.
So there was no doubt about that.
A whole lot of development projects.
But at the end of the day, governance must be the key.
Governance
Once you are unwilling to give people breathing space, then you will not be able to live in that country, especially after committing brutalities that were displayed on national television and other media for everybody to witness and to see. Yeah, see, that is the problem. That is why I believe, my belief is that my former presidents should be able to live in the Gambia. Yes, we shouldn't drive them out of the country.
But then, on the same token, they must also conduct themselves in a way that people don't have to feel like that.
Yes, absolutely.
And which ways you're talking about?
But I believe the larger challenge is not necessarily for the individual president. the larger challenges for the Gambia. And when I talk about the Gambia, of course, the executive is a major arm of government. In fact, the executive is the segment of government that needs to be restrained all the time. It is the constant reality, whether we go back 1,000 years or we go back 5 years or today. Government, as in this country, led by the president, is this segment of the governance system that needs major restraint. So they need to restrain themselves. But say, for example, if you have no system in place, you cannot say, this man is a bad person, this other person is better than him. Nobody is better than anybody. Just put a system in place that protects the leader as well as protects the citizens. That is the key. That system restrains them, and then there is no need to leave the country once you are out of government. I believe when we are able to truly transform the system of governance in the Gambia, then there will be no need for any leader to run away from the country. I shouldn't think so. Yeah, and I believe it's a disgrace for the country, it's a disgrace for the leader, but more so the country. Because, we can say we are very unhappy with what the president did and all of that. But outside, the governments that you were dealing with, they wouldn't even care whether you are living in their country or not. Emperor Bokassa did everything that France wanted him to do.
Of Central Africa.
Yeah, Emperor Bokassa of Central Africa. But, when he was overthrown, he went to France and he couldn't live there. He had to come back to Central Africa and face that disgrace, rather than the disgrace of a former so-called emperor living as a destitute in France.
Yes.
Yeah. So you need to think about all of those things. Let us help our leaders. For me, once we come to government, we'll put a system there that would not allow the president to engage in activities that would make it impossible for him to live in this country. So we build a system. We protect everybody.
Yes.
And we protect everybody, including the former presidents. And then roll out a system that will make it impossible for you to put yourself in the well again. Yes.
Okay, that's a good point. I'm still on that point. When the opposition said no third term to Barrow, the NPP accused the opposition of fearing his candidature, fearing that, him knowing very well that he stands greater chance to defeat them. That is what they are actually praising more than the question of morality they're talking about. If you people were in his position, you would have gone on and on until you have something in the constitution that bad. So they said the opposition are saying this because they fear him, and not the moral argument that they try to pretend to push.
Well, there is no moral argument here. There is a legal argument, and that legal argument is definitely on the side of the president. I know people don't like to hear that, but the legal argument is on the side of the president.
You mean he has a legal excuse to continue to?
Not legal excuse. He has legal permission.
Permission.
Yes, to continue.
But does he have the moral permission?
What moral permission are you talking about?
For example, people believe that his legacy would be better if he stops at 2 terms.
Well, if he wants
I've seen people of right standing in the society telling him that.
No, not right standing. People of right standing, if we use that right in its legalistic sense, should say, okay, it's unfortunate we are unable to persuade the president, but we believe he shouldn't run because of this and this and this.
Yes.
But the overriding law, the supreme law of the Gambia, the law itself is very clear. Yes, it says any law in conflict with this constitution is null and void to the extent of the conflict. The conflict is saying the president should not run. The law is very, very clear on that point. I know that presidents can leave power through different routes. Street action is one of those routes. But do we want street action during a volatile period, like in the next 9 to 10 months? Yes. Will we not create a power vacuum? That is a possibility. All I'm saying is, if the opposition wants the president to leave, then we do everything to come together. But to say the president should not contest, that is not a position I can subscribe to. And I will not subscribe to that. From my perspective, it is clear he can run for as long as he likes. Yes. So whatever moral arguments were in play pre-ascension, that is before he becomes president, yes, we all hear about things like that, but gentlemen's agreements, maybe it was informally discussed. Well, those informal discussions cannot control an express constitutional provision. Yes, the
but what about you weigh them against a personal promise?
What is a personal promise?
I will not go to Gunjur when I'm elected, and I go and stay in Gunjur after the election.
Well, Mr. Cham, what law is violated?
Well,
when the Constitution says you have a right to move in and out of the country and to live anywhere you wish.
Yeah.
But what is my promise under those circumstances?
But I have heard from you scholars of politics and law that governance doesn't come from the mandate only, it comes from trust. I may give you the mandate to Lamin Darboe to be the Bulunda of Gunjur, but along the way, if you lost my trust, they said that also matters.
The trust controls the mandate. So if you are unable to trust a president anymore, what do? You vote the president out. That is the civilized way. That is the legal way. That is the way we as a republic are committed to. Yes. I'm not saying governments cannot be changed through street action. Governments cannot be changed through coup d'etat. Politics at some level, it depends on where the balance of power lies at a particular point in time. Yes. If you are unable to control what is going on in the streets, you will probably lose power. If the military overthrow a particular government and you were not reinstated, you'll go out of power. If you are voted out by the people, you'll go out of power. All I'm saying is, I know presidents do leave power in various ways, some legal, some moral. Now, for example, street action supported by an overwhelming majority of the Gambian people can lead to the collapse of a government. You lost the mandate. The people came out. So what happened? Maybe the constitution is displaced temporarily. It happens all the time. Yeah, the constitution is displaced temporarily and power is realigned. Power is rearranged. Then you have somebody else in power who is not the legitimate president as elected by the people. But elections are not the only ways to change government. Yes, they are not the only ways.
I'm trying to say, even after being elected, if you lose trust of the public, like happening in your Britain at the moment, there are calls on Steinmeier to resign because he appointed Peter Mandelson, who has been associated with the convicted or late.
Well, it depends. It depends on.
People could no longer trust him because of his judgments that they found to be not morally acceptable. Well,
as an individual, look at yourself from childhood. There are things you wouldn't want anybody to know. Maybe what Peter Mandelson did was not known to Keir Starmer. Yeah. Of course, before you do certain appointments, obviously, given the security status of Mandelson within the Labour government, the Labour movement and government.
He was high profile.
Yeah, he was very high profile. But nevertheless, some of those developments are within the hands of the security services. Did they disclose to you? Say, for example, MI6. Did they tell you what Peter Mandelson was doing? Were you privy to his private files as held by government agencies?
Yes.
If yes, then there is an issue there. But if no, then obviously, yes, it was a wrong decision, but it wasn't necessarily a wrong judgment.
But the Prime Minister said if he had known what he knew now, he would not have allowed him to come anywhere near, anywhere near government.
Yeah, but that is what I'm talking about. There are certain things that happen in a person's life that nobody but him knows. He's ashamed of it, but, he's not going to disclose it. Peter Mandelson could have said, I'm unable to serve. You don't have to give a reason to the Prime Minister. Yes. But of course, he served under several Prime Ministers, including Tony Blair, when the Labour movement ascended to power in the United Kingdom. Yeah. But, is there an equivalent condition in the Gambia today to say, okay, the president did this and this and this, so he shouldn't remain in power? Yes.
Or he has breached the trust?
I don't know. I don't know if he breached any trust, to be honest. Yeah, because the mandate is a legal one.
Okay.
Yeah, the mandate is a legal one, not a moral one.
Okay, what would you say to well, somebody said we should speak now and we should try to speak in vernacular, and I don't know whether you would be prepared to do that. You have no problem.
No. So well, you started.
I will ask you.
You started the program in English,
yes.
So I would continue in English.
You would prefer to be in English.
If you want, you can invite me on another day, and we can speak vernacular. Yes.
Well, because some people found your conversation very interesting, and they said it will be probably more useful if we speak the vernacular. They often request that for us. But like you said, we continue. Now, the other topic I'm going to talk about, you mentioned the legal year, where you, which is held every year, and then you have a chance to meet the executive and the judiciary meet there, and then things are highlighted. Did you, being a lawyer, the Chief Justice said there are still a number of outstanding cases that are really seem to be overwhelming. And people said, well, justice delayed is justice denied. As a lawyer, how do you think that, what can be done to improve the delivery of justice system in the country from this from problems of backlog of cases and a lot of this? In fact, the Chief Justice suggested people go to alternative dispute resolutions and to see whether we can avoid, congesting the courts. The courts with cases that takes years and years to conclude.
Yes. Again, it's part of the national issues. For example, there are many reasons why cases take too long. But I believe the judiciary is not properly equipped.
Not properly equipped?
Yes. The judiciary.
With manpower or equipment?
Yes, manpower. Manpower and equipment. The judiciary is an arm of the government. It shouldn't be treated as the Department of Education. It shouldn't be treated as the Department of Health. It's a constitutional arm of government. Yes. So what I believe is that the judiciary should have everything it needs, including
just like the legislature or the executive.
Absolutely. So it should be able to have the money to hire the number of judges it requires, the number of magistrates, the number of support staff it requires. That is a problem. those structural issues, again, fit into the larger problems of governance in the country. Not governance on the part of the judiciary, but governance overall. Yes, the judiciary should not be begging for anything. Yes, as long as it is justified, the judiciary should have it. Whether we are talking about electronic equipment, whether we are talking about magistrates and judges and caddies and, all the segments that go into making the judiciary an efficient arm of government, it should have all of those.
Well, being a former magistrate, you served both in that area and also as a private lawyer. What are the key problems? You remember the last time there was controversy over a certain salary increment for judges and magistrates, or something that some people criticized, or some said it happened behind the scene. There was no consultation or approval from Parliament. The area of remuneration for judicial officers, do you think critics have any valid point in criticizing that salaries of judges and magistrates are just too much?
Well, I believe
if you were to come to power today, and coming from a legal background, how would you have solved this problem?
Well, the problem has been solved. So now if you have a problem with that solution, obviously maybe you have to think about it. But going forward, say with the NUP, and in government, and Lamin Darboe as president, obviously we'll look at the country itself. There's a lot of wastage in government. So we can enhance the remunerations of other members of society, of the other members of the public service. Like, for example, administrative members of staff of the judiciary. That is something that we can look at. But not only the judiciary. I believe if you are able to cut those wastages, you should be able to enhance the entire civil service, the earnings of the entire civil service. So I am not looking at it from the perspective of removing what has already accrued to the higher bench, to the higher judiciary. But I'm looking at enhancing the earning capacities of anybody who works for government, and it can be done. There's a lot of waste.
You are aware of the inequalities. For example, a parliamentarian who probably have not even reached sixth form is now paid 120,000, given a 3 million per year, or how do they call it, Prado? I mean, a school dropouts, perhaps, or somebody who have, money to go into government and become. But here is a professional who went to school and has graduated with a PhD, and he's a lecturer. He doesn't earn a fraction of what's happening.
Yes. But exactly,
does that serve the society?
The structural problems. The structural problems. You are not looking at the overall society. You are looking at particular segments, concentrating on those segments, when in actual fact, most of the work that they do are done by other people. Say, for example, cabinet ministers. I'm not saying those are responsible positions. I'm not saying take their monies away from them. But I'm saying look at the entire civil service, cut the waste, and then redirect.
Now, when you said waste, what you particularly mean the high fuel allowances or the expensive cars, people driving $7 million cars, and is that what you mean by wastage?
Well, that's part of the waste. That's part of the waste. But the irresponsible travel is also part of the waste. Yeah.
Well, the government will argue. I mean, the government has tried to minimize that in the, didn't you? Directives. So it's not. Years ago, it says,
it's not minimizing it. We have to be realistic here. If COVID-19 taught us anything, it is that most of the travels are not necessary. Don't embark on them. Yes. If the president is going to the UN General Assembly, he has to go with a protocol team. Yes. And security. That's fine. I can understand that. But all the other people that accompany them to General Assembly is wastage of public funds. No, but that is at the higher level. even at the lower levels, why are they traveling all over the place?
Because we belong to the world community. I mean, we were a pariah nation on the Gambia. I mean, nobody wants to do anything with the Gambia. Now we are back into the fold, and we have to.
Oh no! That's not a legitimate reason. We were never a pariah nation.
Oh, on the Gambia, we were almost right.
No. We were not. Gambia was going.
The Commonwealth would not do anything with us. The United Nations cut some things.
Yeah, but we were out of the Commonwealth.
Yes, that's right.
We were out of the Commonwealth.
Excellent. Now we are back in full force, and the government has to travel, and officials have to meet orders. I mean,
do you think we have to be this reliant on the Commonwealth? Because if you look at the Commonwealth, you are talking about a few countries. Those are the key. No. I understand. I understand where you are.
The world population.
I understand, Mr. Cham, I understand where you are coming from. But the key Commonwealth countries, those who are handling the bulk of the financial obligations of the Commonwealth, are just a few societies, a few countries. Yeah, they are mainly, not entirely, but mainly the white members of the Commonwealth. Do we, as independent people, need the Commonwealth of Nations today? The British Commonwealth, as it used to be called, the Commonwealth of Nations today. Do we need to be members of the Commonwealth of Nations?
So you agree with Jambe's idea of kicking us out of it?
No, it's not kicking us out of it. I'm saying if you say you are independent, you must stand on your 2 feet and be responsible for your expenses. We are not doing that. Today, if a lot of these government departments need a laptop, a printer that costs nothing more than 50,000 or 15,000. They go to the European Union. They go to the UNDP. Call it our partners. What partners? You are begging. You're not a partner.
Yeah, but if you
no, Mr.
Cham, have the resources to be able to.
No. We have the resources. If you can buy an $8 million car, if you can buy a $4 million car for a permanent secretary, my God, you should be able to pay for your own computers. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I'm saying we do not respect ourselves. We don't need that pittance from the Commonwealth. We don't need it from the European Union. We don't need it from the United Nations. We should be able to live within our means. You don't need these big cars. Yeah. What is the point? You can't even buy fuel. You can't maintain the vehicle. If there is, a $1,000 expense that you need to do on that car, you wouldn't do it. You want the government to do everything. Why can't we have, a first-class public transport system? And, maybe at the level of the permanent secretary, I can understand that. But all these other positions, let them travel by public transport.
About the coalition government immediately coming to power. You heard about their vehicle policy?
Yes.
That was exactly meant to save money from, exactly on the arguments you are, on the lines of argument you are just putting forward now.
Yeah. Why did it happen? Well,
because it wasn't popular. Public officials don't want to go home without driving cars. It wasn't popular. So the government felt that, it will make them unpopular if they do that.
No. It wouldn't make them unpopular because that is going to just a tiny percentage of the population.
Over 200 million would have been saved a year from that.
Maybe a billion. On maintenance.
Yes.
On driver costs. On fuel. Yeah.
So now on our NUP government, you're going to take these expensive cars from permanent secretaries, directors, and ministers.
Well, I'm saying permanent secretaries are the heads of departments. Directors, I understand. There are.
Wouldn't they? With 4 million cars.
No, hold on. I understand that they should probably be allocated vehicles.
Yes, but not as expensive as that.
No, not at all. If you cannot drive in a $1 million car, then go and find another job.
or maybe 200. I drive in 250,000 cars.
Well, that's a used car.
I still go about.
That's a used
I still go about.
We wouldn't buy anybody a used car. Yes.
Okay.
A used car, we wouldn't do that because the issues would be too much. But what I'm saying is simple. If you want to drive in a $3-4 million car, you go and buy it from your own pocket. Yes.
You shouldn't take that money from the state to do that.
No, you shouldn't take money from the state to do that. And of course, coming back to a point before you let me go, say for example, people would tell the presidents, they told all the presidents, you know, from the First Republic, Second Republic, they even, we are still on Republic 1, I guess. But say, for example, they told Sadauda, they told President Jammeh and now President Barrow that, you know, you are the ultimate. You have the ultimate power in the country. Yes, that's a joke.
Well, and for all intents and purposes, that's what they have.
No.
That's the power they have.
Yes, but if you have absolute power, then you die with that absolute power. Yes. Jammeh died with his absolute power.
Only God. And God never died, so...
Exactly. So, Jammeh is gone, Sadauda is gone. The advice is going to President Barrow. People who say, we love you more than your mother. We love you more than your wife. We love you more than your children. Yeah. You should listen to it. It's a political statement. They don't mean it. Yes.
Even all the people shouting over him don't mean what they're saying.
No, they don't. Yeah. Again.
Doesn't that speak to the argument I said, what people put forward for him to step down now?
Yeah. Say, for example, why did I say that? These are lessons that we must always remind ourselves about. Yes. In Julius Caesar, again, these are historical novels. These are historical developments that are then turned into literature as a lesson for people.
Absolutely.
Generally, across societies.
Enduring lessons.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. For example, at the funeral speech of Julius Caesar, when Mark Antony was delivering that masterpiece, what did he say?
I come to.
But yesterday, the word of Caesar might have stood against the word.
Exactly.
But now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reference. This should be a lesson to leaders, to presidents, to dictators, to anybody, to understand your limitations, what people will tell you, and what is good for you and your country are different. Tomorrow, you say, President Barrow, say, don't mind. Yeah. These are possibilities.
Yeah, everybody.
Today they said you are a god. Your word stood against the world. Tomorrow they said he's a useless man. Don't remind us about him.
And politics, that, yes. and one field of human endeavor that's capable of taking you to the skies or bringing you down is politics.
Well, it doesn't take you anywhere. You take yourself there. Yeah, you take yourself there.
Yes.
Your position as president is already secured. Yes, as long as you have that position is secured. It is you who take yourself from where you are, where you rightfully belong, to where you will never belong, except for a temporary period of your life. Yes, so restrain yourself. Don't believe in these big souring praises about the, your invincibility and things like that. Yeah. Tomorrow nobody can laugh at you if you live a realistic life. Yes.
Finally, Mr. Darboe, in the run-up to these elections, we will have supplementary registration of voters. I mean, and our electoral law, allows this to happen. What do you make of? I mean, if there are opposition claims or let's say opposition, protest, if you like, or call for agitation for a clean registration a clean registration process. What do you think, if there is any, in your background as a lawyer, a legal thing, anything wrong with our election registering process, like the voter register?
Well, again, systemic problem. A lack of governance. This is going back to the First Republic. A lack of governance. Because if you govern yourself properly, you should be able to know who is eligible to vote and who is not eligible to vote. Yes, but our citizenship records, thinking about them is traumatic, really. Yes, yeah. So today, what do we do? Say, for example, if an NUP government is in place, we'll be floating the idea of creating, of the possibility of creating an amnesty. Yes, creating an amnesty and then picking up after that to ensure that our records are proper.
What do you mean by an amnesty in terms of citizenship?
Well, say for example, yes, in terms of citizenship, there are people whose citizenship is not clear.
Yes.
There are people who we know are not citizens. They only came to the country 2 years ago.
Yes.
Those ones are there.
Yes.
There are others that are difficult to determine, and we have to be realistic about that. Whether their parents were citizens or not, they have been living in this country for years and years and years. So obviously, even in developed societies like the United Kingdom, once in a while they create those amnesties for undocumented people.
I hear Spain is about to do something like that.
Yes. So obviously, things like that happen. But if that happens, then you have to build a proper system. Yes. Our governance is terrible. This is where all our problems lie. Say, for example, the president today would be thinking about the temporary, that is, staying in power up to December 5th, and then beyond December 5th. That is all he's interested in. But really, you have to think about your legacy in different areas, including how you manage the national records of the Gambia, but more particularly the citizenship records of the Gambia. Yes. Don't think about your advantage for now. Yes. Don't think about that. Think about the long-term interest of the country. That is very, very significant. Your temporary interest should be secondary. You're going to leave power whether you like it or not. That is the natural human condition. You either go through the ballot box or you die naturally at some point. You leave. But we don't want to remember you as the person who is going to Mauritania and offering national ID cards to people we don't know, when your people inside the country itself cannot get national ID cards. So think about the country. This is not about you. You're not going to remain in power forever. And of course, maybe we look at our public affairs properly. Yes, maybe look at the problem of President Jammeh and see what can be done to ameliorate this national disgrace of our leaders living overseas. Maybe you look at President Barrow if he's out of the country, because I've had some pronouncements been made by big commentators in the country about the possibilities of another commission or commissions of inquiries. We need to institute a governance system that would ensure unless you are dedicated, to criminal behavior, we shouldn't go after our presidents. Yes.
All right. Lamin J. Darboe, lawyer and leader of the National Unity Party, NUP, was our guest on the brunch. And I'm afraid we can't talk much about legal things under him now. Some people to text for you to dilate on the Ablai Sanyang case, but then it is since an appeal has been launched. But congratulations on that for securing his liberation. I mean, his case was keenly followed. Right?
It was a collective victory.
Yeah.
My team worked extremely hard on it.
Yeah.
And those team members, Jara Jang,
Okay.
Fatumata Bondi,
Wow.
Akeba John Darboe, Fabakari Jamme. They all worked on those cases, on that case. So it was a collective effort.
I was baffled by the argument of the judge when the prosecution wanted him kept until the appeal is right. The judge agreed with your contention that he shouldn't be kept in prison anymore once he's acquitted.
Yes, we need to look at this. It's a possible constitutional challenge to the Supreme Court. When somebody is acquitted and discharged, the argument that, on the state announcing its intention to appeal, that person should continue the incarceration at mile 2. It is offensive to common sense and legality, I believe.
Okay.
The
judge agreed with you.
We want to, at some point, consider challenging it at the Supreme Court so we can settle that issue permanently.
I see.
Yes.
So once somebody is acquitted, whatever the opposing party wants, whether they are appealing or but that person should be free from that minute.
Absolutely.
Until whatever happens in the future.
Yes, absolutely.
So your client will have a 30 days, if I understand, he has a 30-day liberation period.
Well, they have the state has a 30-day
window to
30-day window to file an appeal.
Which they did, we are told, almost immediately.
Yeah, yes, they did. They did. We'll see. We'll see. We're very confident that the legality of the judgment.
Yeah.
And but anyway.
Yeah, we leave it to the to the law to take its course.
Absolutely.
On the matter.
Yeah.
But congratulations, many people are congratulating you on that success. Thank you very much, lawyer Lamin J. Darboe, and leader of the National Unity Party, NUP. Thank you very much for being on the brunch. And you over there for following us and contributing on your text. We can't, of course, read all the text, but we are going through. We get noting them down. The brunch will be back, inshallah, next Saturday. Until then, goodbye and happy Ramadan for those who are So and those who are Lee and those who are Jao and those who come from Baribo and Brikama. Well, they have a problem in the coming days. Okay, goodbye for both of us now. Thank you for now.
Ja Oil ñoom ñoo jiitu si wàllum jaay essence si biir réew mi te ñu def ko warugal pour kontaan loo suñu client yi borom moto yi ak driver yi seen jaaxare jeex na léegi pour am essence bu baax ak njëg bu yomba lii sax moo tax ñu amal leen banxaas fépp si biir réew mi pour essence bu baax bu set benn place rek la muy Ja Oil soo soxlae essence bu set essence bu baax gasoil wala kérosine naa la wax ne Ja Oil rek mooy jëmukaay ga doxantul rek si bépp banxaasi Ja Oil nga am si bànneex ak Ja Oil seen bànneex mooy suñ taxawaay moo tax ñu amoon leen banxaas bépp si biir réew mi nim gën a yombee pour yow ak suñ liggéeykat yu xarañ yi naa la won ne mbégte rek nga see jël pour am essence bu baax pour say machine fenn place rek la mooy sa Ja Oil ak Ja Oil bànneex kese la moo tax sax suñ station si nekk ca Costa Road ak Banjul wàññil nañ leen njegi essence bi fofu nonu pour am ci lu leer mun nga call si 770-8080 322-9070 714-7273 wala 787-1321. Jah Oil, the pride of the nation.
Traveling has never been this simple in the Gambia. Oh yes, you don't need to visit the GTSA depot just to get a ticket. Just download the Yona Wallet app today and enjoy hassle-free bookings. With Yona Wallet, you can buy your GTSC bus ticket right from your phone, anytime, anywhere. From Kanifing to Dakar, Dakar to Banjul, or upcountry routes like Kanifing to Basse and Basse to Banjul, Yona Wallet has you covered. No queues, no stress. Just safe, fast, and convenient ticketing at your fingertips. Choose comfort. Choose convenience. Choose GTSC with Yona Wallet. Yona Wallet. Your money, your way. GTSC. Moving the nation forward. For more information, please call 1124 or 221-1668.
Jamano Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jamano, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jamano Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Approved Services. Visit our head office at Bruceby opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited or email us at info@jamanomt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051 or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Jamano Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Jamano Money Transfer.
I get it. Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyingi.
Okay. What's that? Nsila ID soto.
Sorry. I get it.
Bijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka. Mbare ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbali ya bere. Birin koyna fo kato.
Bari si kodo kino kato ni fo bolong blabe.
56 branches mola soto Gambia ja.
Ha?
Gambia kono ani Gambia bantala bankol. Nko kodo kiya bere. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannom number 1 ti nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi man domorol dir fana beteata. Gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je.
Wo moyo diat ha.
Apelenta
baraka ba. Ni lafta nyelen kendol e bina.
Yalo bu kanila ko la baraka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Baraka.